Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Abagalula? You are first. How are you, sir? Hope you're having a great day. Hope everyone's having a great day. Oh my goodness. What a lovely time. It's Tuesday. It's my Monday. Marcus, hello? Oh, you know what we need to do? We need to figure out what nation we're playing today. Let's figure from the last video, which was Canada, we had people spamming.
With Fargo, you're...
Alright, we had Chile. Do Chile, but you have to light all Latin America before winning. What do we count as Latin America? Do we count Central America? What is technically Latin America? Many people are saying this. Why not Mongolia? Because I've already done Mongolia. So, just as a refresher, I don't take game suggestions from here. And even if you were going to suggest, I just highly recommend, to be honest, that you at least look at the videos I've already done before suggesting something. Because 9 times out of 10, most of the countries people want me to play, I've already done. I have a whole playlist. You can just take a little glance at the flag. It takes 2 seconds to go zoom, and just be on the lookout for the flag that you want. Latin America is pretty much anything below the United States. Yeah, but are you sure? This says everything up to Mexico. And the islands, and the Caribbean islands. What a pain in the butt that would be. Yeah, we could do that. That's not that crazy of a challenge. I think is definitely possible. Yeah, large section of the American continent stretching from Mexico in the north through Chile and Argentina in the south. We could do that. We could do that. What are your thoughts on country balls? It's not for me, man. It's a whole like culture and meme that people think is hilarious and great, and I do not get it at all. I'm not pooping on anyone who does enjoy that stuff. It is just like that game was not made for me. That game, I don't even know really the full extent of what it is, but it is not for me. I have never gotten it. Like, some people really love country balls, and I just don't understand it. So I just sit back and be like, I'm glad you're having fun. Okay. That's fair, though. No, yeah, I mean, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. It's a community. That's awesome. I mean, I'm glad you have a community. Seems like, you know, you guys are having a fun time. I'll be on the outside looking in. Maverick, hello. Good to see you. You know, I'll be over here doing something else. And I guess Corgi too. Dude, that's so rude. You said hello boys. And I guess Corgi. Wow. Rude skis party of one. Your table is ready. So hurtful. My heart, my soul. It's all gone. You have diminished me as a man. And now I feel sad. I do need to be right back. I'm gonna grab water. Before we even get started, I can already feel my voice a little bit on the scratchy side. So I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I could not find my water jug. Alrighty, but let's go ahead and get started here. Hey, Maverick, hold on, Maverick. Remember, for 20 months. Holy cow. The big 2-0, dude. 1 month away from being able to go out and party. Let's go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started here. And okay, and record. Brothers, welcome back to Dummynation. Today we're going to be playing as the most upvoted country from the last video, which was Chile. Now, Chile is a hard country, but we are going to do something a little bit different with Chile. The game cannot end until we rule all of Latin America. Latin America stretching, of course, from Chile and Argentina all the way up to Mexico and including the Caribbean islands. Meaning that any country that holds territory in that area, we will eventually have to fight before the game can end. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at our starting conditions. We are 45 in GDP, 66 in population, 62 in GDP per capita. Military and defensive power are both 47. Do we have friends? We are besties with the Vatican City. Not really going to help us out a lot here in the in the late game. Our troops wise, we have about 5 million firepower, 2.85 piercing, and about 4.13 in armor. So we actually have it's an okay starting army. And we are going to need to move that into somewhere where we can get a little bit more population. Now, the argument is, do we go for some of the easier Central American targets like freaking Costa Rica, which was what I was going to say, and I wasn't going to say Ecuador. But anyways, Costa Rica, and maybe see if we can get Jamaica, or do we rush over and try and get an easier and better target for us like Tanzania and Madagascar? Our population is not the best, so I think we're going to prioritize snowballing a little bit harder at the beginning and then come back and see if we can grab any of this. I think that's going to be our plan. So with the GDP per capita nice and high, let's go ahead and, in fact, maybe we could probably just get a second military out there. Let's get some tanks out there. Let's say we're going to get 2,000 tanks. We are going to want 1,000 rockets. And we are going to want a unit of commandos. And it does hurt our recruitable population, but we're going to get a unit of gunners as well. We do have 490,000 available for a friend, but let's go ahead, take off for Africa. Yeah, guys, let's not spam. Holy cow. Oh, and then research-wise, since we're doing a little bit of a challenge, I'm going to go down the one that I think will give us the most benefit. So that is going to be military research, and I'm going to pump in as much as I can into the discount. So 40, you know what, 20, the difference between spending 24 and 32 is only 6%. So let's just spend the 20, let's just spend the 24 here. Get that discount, and let's get reactive armor up a couple levels just to protect our tanks. And then can we get a level of combat training? We can. So let's get that as well. Wonderful news. So we have a nice strong army, and we'll continue our warpath over here into the east of Africa. All right, our small starting army has arrived. It's 4.5 million against 1.76 million. Should be able to get this done quickly as their army's right on the coast. We'll be able to push over and then also grab Burundi, Rwanda, and Malawi as well. That should be our population issue solved for quite some time. Unless somehow Angola defeats the DRC or vice versa. We might want to jump on that too. We also have that military coming over, which we're going to prioritize rushing over here to grab. I just don't want to. I want to make sure that we have the infantry alongside. And Argentina is already fighting. Wish they were fighting a bigger target, but we might be able to jump on them. No, freaking. Who is this? Netherlands, get out of there. This is my land. I fought so hard for it. Okay, we beat through the Netherlands. Now we just need to do the same down here in Germany. Tanzania giving us a lot of issues right away, unfortunately. Our ammunition shortage is also pretty high right now. But we need to block them to make sure we get all of this country. Mission accomplished on that front, and now we'll just finish up the rest over here. Although I might bring the extra tanks and stuff back over. Because this is taking, we're taking a little bit of a beating trying to get this done. All right. Mapping, I'm putting you in timeout, bud. You're just spamming. Holy cow. Literally deleted the entire chat's messages. Found him. I'm also putting you in timeout. Just relax. Dude, did they buff Tanzania's defense? This is kind of ridiculous, right? Hey, British Sheriff, thank you for the view. Was trying out new strategy and it fell apart. Yo, dude, I mean, literally the video I did before yours, I did the same thing and it just didn't pay off. It looked like I could do it and it didn't. So the biggest difference between me and you was I got lucky and you didn't. All right, well, we have our army assembled here. 8.7, basically a little bit more than what we started. That's okay. Let's go ahead and fight down Burundi next. We'll take out Burundi, Rwanda, and Malawi. Hopefully get those ones done very quickly. And then we could probably turn around and fight Namibia, who's taken out Angola. Well, they're not really worth. 88's not the best. We need to keep an eye on Central America. It's still open for the taking for the most part, other than Haiti, which has fallen to a coalition of countries. Speaking of fallen, we can now move on to Rwanda because Burundi has fallen. Knock them down. And they do have a little bit of reservists they built up. So has Malawi. All pretty good for the price right now still. Although honestly, I probably should just fight you. Do you have any friends? You don't have friends and you have 1 million troops. Let's go ahead and put a stop to that. And we have 1 million to spend. I'm just going to go ahead and spend that on tanks. And then where is our economy? We are 42. Not quite production range, I would say, yet. Not like Namibia is going to help. We'd really want like an Argentina or something like that. Could we? You have 2.3. I'm going to stick over here just for one more target. This should help us out a little bit. Does it really, though? Does it really help us? Or should we get a start on some of our friends over here? I think to try and help us out, we should just move over here and grab some of these Central American countries. So first things first, let's grab the most crucial country to our Central American region, which is Costa Rica. It's the easiest one to take down, and we always are going to need a way to connect east and west. So this will be the simplest way. So with that one gone, that life will get a lot easier. Looks like there's a little bit of fighting happening over here in Venezuela. Cuba was also active. Cuba's very weak. We should strike Cuba right now. I don't imagine that they have too many friends. They're friends with Albania and Russia. I'm not really scared about either, especially like I don't think Russia is going to come over. So let's go ahead and start fighting down Cuba while they are weak. Ooh, but can we, before that, find a friend that matters? Let's hold off for a second on that. Let's try and get an alliance with Brazil. I know we're going to need to attack Brazil, but Brazil right now is very strong and could be a good trading partner for us. We're not that far off of buying. The other one we could potentially buy is like India. I don't think China would be our friend, and the United States was way out of our budget. Yeah, they want 13 million. So not really an option there. You know what? I'm not going to wait for that. That's just getting more and more expensive. It's falling out of our range. Well, fuck Cuba. We need to kind of keep going. Hopefully Russia doesn't declare war on us when we start taking territory. Albania has. Albania. Pretty cheap to buy off, though. Okay, great news. And Cuba is military. It's not even here. I think I saw them over here somewhere. Oh, frick, France is coming over. No, France, get out of here. All right, so a little bit more France that we're unfortunately gonna have to take down. Not great news. Suriname and Venezuela. Oh, Suriname 8. Interesting. A little bit. We want to grab them too. That would be a good target to grab before anybody else does. Looks like Japan's already on the way. How much do we prioritize? Is this already ours? Looks like it is. Are we finishing up something over here? Is that... That's us. It looks like it's split. That's Japan. Ah, freaking Japan grabs some. We need to run over here. Grab Suriname before Japan comes back with a bigger military. How is our ammunition shortage? Acceptable. Can we get that alliance with Brazil for now? We can. Let's buy that. That should give us a little bit more protection in this world. Exchange rate's at 62%. We forgot to fix our budget, so let's bring that down. Bring up military spending and bring up liquidity. Also, R&D could come up a lot. And I think that is pretty good. We'll keep it there for now. And let's go ahead and fight Suriname. Should be hopefully a pretty easy target. South Korea is also here. Dang it. We're really getting a little bit unlucky with how many random countries are coming over here. But the new pathing of AI makes this makes the AI really spread out across regions, like almost like a player would, which is, you know, fun for the early game, but does make challenges like this a little bit harder. That is done. Another one bites the dust. How are we looking in terms of our overall? We're 24 GDP, 18 population, 71 GDP per capita. We would love a little bit more GDP, or a little bit more GDP to start producing. Problem is, I think we're out of the easy targets. Colombia is going to be a problem this game. I don't think that's worth fighting. The Dominican Republic also fell. That's not great. El Salvador is decently strong, and so is Guatemala. Mexico is at 13 million. So that is kind of it for our realistic chances of pushing into anything over here. The DRC is weak. Do I want to push into that? Get more population. Problem is with pushing in the DRC is it could take a while, and our ammunition shortage might be a problem by the time that we need to use it elsewhere. I think we'll risk it here. We'll go ahead and jump on this. Let's see. Oh, could we just take the ocean? I promise you it's faster. There's no need to go over land. The game's prioritization of you going over land is a little bit ridiculous at times. Alrighty, we'll push through. We'll have a little bit of a fight because the capital for the DRC is right here. Germany's grabbed the other two sides, so we need to be a little bit fast about doing this in order to not get cut off by Germany. So anytime a rebel pops up, we're going to just immediately push forward, use that opportunity to move forward, and then as soon as this is done, we'll immediately start gaining land again. All right, and our GDP is approaching in the top 20. I'm going to go ahead and start production a little bit sooner, just mostly to get reservists out there. Let's get commandos and gunners. Let's take a look at this. Our piercing is going to be a little bit lower than how I would like. I would like to get that 1.5. That's 56%. So let's lower these ratios. That's fine. We'll just do that. Apply that. Start making some commandos and gunners, mostly reservists, to help us kind of capture things a little bit faster over here in the rest of the DRC. And after this, I think it's kind of a waiting period to see if a good opportunity strikes. Obviously, we would love a big budget country to fall. Doesn't look like any are going to right now. Although Russia, we haven't heard from you in a while. You're at 11 million. A little bit on the weak side for you. India is a little on the stronger side. Saudi Arabia. Russia was fighting Iraq. Interesting. I wonder how much they're going to commit to that, because they're getting pretty weak. All right, that is the DRC done. Uganda has gotten decently strong. I'm going to save up because Russia is on the brink of becoming potentially weak. We have enough. We're in a good enough spot to kind of move up from here. 23,977 is pretty good for building up troops. So let's just send our boys home, and we'll start kind of building up a military to watch out for a big target like Russia to fall. Japan would obviously be great, but they're not going to fall. So we'll just wait for something good in our favor to happen. And Bolivia, we could also take out Bolivia. We'll think about that one. But let's go ahead, quickly get another. No, we'll wait. Missed Egypt. That sucks. That was kind of the target I was looking for to fight. How's Saudi Arabia at 10 million? All right, Iran and Russia are locked into a pretty big battle here. Who do we think comes out on top? It's probably going to be Russia who wins. How many reserves do they have? Yeah, it's going to be Russia who wins. So what's our quickest pathway over there? Probably through the south here. Here, let me draw another path. Give me something like this into Iran. Yes, Iran has fallen. Let's see where we want to push from. I mean, we obviously probably can't get the east or the west, which is where we want to be. So here's going to be fine. Just bring that guy around. Tell you to just charge up through here. All right, and that is Iran done. So we are now 22-9. Didn't get as much of it as we probably would have liked. Saudi Arabia is still pretty strong. I'm actually going to keep this military over here just to be a little bit more centralized into where I believe the action is going to be from here on out. As Indonesia, tell me about you. Indonesia is pretty weak right now. 10 million reservists. I don't think we're strong enough to do that right now, nor do we need to. So I think we'd be a little bit cautious about stuff. How's our production? 33%, still fine. Let's just keep up with that. How's our kind of overall military looking? We definitely need a little bit more piercing. So let's go ahead, get some rocket artillery out there. And how close are we to another level of combat training? About 2 points of research away. So I think we're fine for right now. We're doing okay. We have a decently strong army. We have a decently strong kind of overall military. Nigeria is not, I don't think that's going to be worth it, to be honest with you. The population we have kind of under control. We're in the top 10 with population. This is what I was looking for, someone to fight Saudi Arabia. They're falling right now, so this is a great opportunity to jump on this and grab all of their land. China saw it right as I did too. We fortunately are able to body block them with just a bigger army. Uganda has declared war on us. They're actually bringing over probably an annoying stack, so let's get out of the way of that. All right, and that is Saudi Arabia done. We are now 17-8 and 64. Pretty good. I think we want to just go home at this point. All the rest of the big world targets probably won't fall for a while. Just tell everyone to go home. And we're going to bank on the fact that we could build up a military from here. Our exchange rate's in a pretty good spot as long as we don't get in a war with China by walking through their lands. They're very strong in this game, and I don't want to mess with them. That should be enough to get us home. We want to start focusing on the bigger targets we need to take care of. Like, ooh, not India being there. That's rough. That's really rough. That sucks. Now we're going to have to fight India. Oh, no. Indonesia as well. Oh, God. It's all falling apart. Panama, do you have any friends? You're friends with Mexico. Stay strong. Not Venezuela. India. No. India. No. Not like this. Oh, buddy. Frick. Okay. Take out the weaker targets before they can grab them. We go Panama right away. Panama's done. We go Ecuador right away. Start eliminating the rest of the weaker targets so they can't come back. Mexico, go away. Okay, Ecuador's done. India was coming over. Will we stop them? Do we think they're going to Peru next? Peru's strong enough to stand on their own. I think we can go home. Who grabbed Belize? Japan did. Ah, this is just becoming the United Nations down here of all the global superpowers. It's just not going to be a good time. More tanks. All right, finish up that level. We have another unit of tanks coming. Let's start working through experience or military intelligence. And do we want drones? I think I'm fine without drones. Because our population's so high, I don't think we need them. We're at war with Russia for some reason. Russia's getting a little bit on the weak side. And looks like they're border skirmishing with China. Good enough reason for us to get involved. Let's go ahead and boot, scoot, and boogie all the way over there. Yeah, reservists are gone too. This is a perfect time to strike them. Come on over. Let's start hitting them. Germany's there as well. Let's go straight for Moscow. South Korea declared war on us. Yeah, I didn't check their alliances. I'm going to be honest. I didn't expect the South Korea-Russia alliance to be there. All right, that's really it for Russia that we won. Super China's forming, and they're going to be scary. But we got a good chunk of the Russian economy. You can see that we got most of it, to be honest with you. So we can leave these guys to somebody else, and we can go home, spare our troops. Make sure, actually, that we just block these couple units of spawning. Did we miss a little bit of Russia over here? Yeah, let's grab this. So no more rebels. And let's just combine you two. Just go right there. And we'll go home and prepare our next moves. Mostly going to be focusing... Freaking Argentina's falling. Get home, get home. No, they're not. Bolivia's falling. No! Get this army up here. Bolivia falling into Brazil at least doesn't extend the amount of people we have to fight, but it... No, Argentina. Oh my gosh, we can't peace out with Argentina. That sucks. I can't get that army away. It had some tanks in it, I think. Had some rocket artillery. Dang it. And how is our production doing? Can we do more? We can. I think that's fine. How many reservists? 38. Good. Increase all of that. We're going to fight a little bit through Bolivia. It's a pain in the butt because we mostly have the mountains to get through. But getting through this earlier now will make our fight with Brazil later a little bit easier, rather than just sacrificing all the land to them. All right, that's Bolivia done. It did cost us a little bit more than I was potentially comfortable with. Argentina kept coming over to fight us, but weakening up Argentina is not exactly the worst thing we could have done. Do need to get more armor and stuff out there. So we build up for the time being and wait for one of our South American targets to fall. I think we're in a good enough spot in the world unless something huge happens, like China, Japan, India falling. Ah, freaking Australia was there. The world is getting very aggro in weird ways. Mexico falling would be a good target. The United States is attacking them, so that is something to keep in mind. That would actually probably be the number one target I would want to attack. But let's let the United States do a little bit more of the work there. Maybe we position ourselves in a way that we can react quickly to that. All right, that's good enough. We charge in. Go into Mexico. Prestige fell. Ah, whatever. We need Mexico so bad. Or we got Mexico City, but it became a bloodbath over here. This is a really unfortunate type of game that we're experiencing. Just in terms of we can't get one enemy down without the entire world jumping on all of our hard work. Very frustrating for us. Also, we really need to deal with Argentina at this point. They keep walking through our lands. We need to kind of fight them. Let's get level of military intelligence. Colombia declared war on me? Well, good luck, Colombia. You're getting attacked by, I think, India as well. Well, let's go defend our lands in Panama and knock down Colombia. All right, that's Colombia done. Argentina's falling, but not at our hands. Oh, no. Dang it, dude. World's getting so aggressive right now. All right, here's what's happening. I don't know what's going on right now, but I'm pretty sure there's one person who's making a bunch of fake accounts. I'm putting people in timeout. Holy cow. Can we all stop? You're banned. All these wisdoms are banned. Okay. I cannot ban. Hold on. You should be able to ban. Let me give you. Oh, you're a managing mod. You can't ban. That's unfortunate. All right, whatever. I'll figure that one out later. All right, so that's Argentina done. We are in a rough spot. I mean, we're 6-5 for sure, but the feeding frenzy of any country we attack over here has been absolutely astronomical. It's going to be very tough to knock anything down after this. At least Peru's strong, so they can stand on their own, but at the same time, we need to get Peru, so that's not exactly the biggest bonus. Production-wise, we're doing okay. We should be able to just kind of sit here for a little bit, build up a bigger military. We do need to get some peace treaties out there, as our diplomacy is bad. So let's get these guys all bought off. and hopefully that will increase a chance of getting a friend somewhere else. We can become friends with Indonesia. It's not because they're weak. They're strong enough. I want to be friends with like the United States. How much do you need? $301 million. What have I done? This is ridiculous. Are we still friends with Brazil? We lost our friendship with Brazil as well. Well, we just sit back here. Hopefully our prices will go down a little bit. Who are you fighting? We can get an alliance with you, and you're actually pretty strong. I think you'll live. Let's get an alliance with you. Doesn't really affect our exchange rate, even though I thought we had... Oh, no, we have a little bit of a land border, but honestly, probably not enough to justify anything. Indonesia and China, or excuse me, India and China have been fighting. You're at 20 million. You're at 30. Maybe they haven't been fighting. They just competed for Russia lands. Well, let's sit back, wait for something major to happen in our favor. If not, we'll probably try and take out one of our targets over here if we can. Peru's grabbed some of the islands over here. Might be valuable, but let's build up. Obviously, would love to take down Brazil, but need like at least 30 to 60 million to do that. So I think we're fine with where we're at. If you're going to create an alt, at least make it subtle. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like you're creating an alt to have a conversation with yourself in a stream to just be annoying. It's just like, man, just hang out. Like, why are you just like again, I always use the analog or the analogy, not the analog, of like everyone sitting down at the table and having a conversation, someone just coming up and starts screaming and be like, oh dude, that was so funny. That was so good. You got us. Wow, that was great. I used to do that. It's real 9-year-old attention-seeking behavior. And it's just like, I try and put up with it a little bit, which is why everyone got timed out for a while. But then it was just like, okay, this has been like an hour of this. We're just banning. I have 23 million. Good friend Indonesia, what are you fighting? Are you fighting China right now? They are. I swear to God, the new AI is coded to, if it becomes allied to the player, it immediately does something very stupid and gets itself killed. This is like the 4th time well, no, it's literally happened every time we've played since the most recent update, where I ally with a big player, the only one that will ally with me, and then they go and do something that gets themselves killed. Definitely need another friend. We can get one with the United States for the low price of 175 million. Why is everyone so angry with me? I could become friends with China for $500,000. That should probably be our play. They are still communist. I've also thought about becoming communist because I don't think we're getting anything on democracy right now. All right, we are establishing a friendship with the superpower of China. They're at a weakened state right now where they only have 20. Oh no, I thought that I was about to say. Last time I looked, they had 18. I was like, no way did I go down to 6, and I just allied with them. But no, they have 23 million. They should be a pretty good trading partner. They boost our exchange rate up a little bit, so that should give us a little bit of protection. Not like we need it. I mean, we have a military of our own, but I think we're fine for the time being. We at some point are going to need to strike somebody over here, but we kind of need somebody to blink. I mean, obviously we have a lot of people to take out: United Kingdom, India, Sweden, China, Japan, Indonesia, France. It's going to be a rough battle to grab all of Latin America. What's up, Kraft? How are you? I kind of want to fight Japan. Mostly because their army's weak. They don't have a lot of tanks. They're friends with the United States, though. That would form a big problem for us. So we definitely need to get this military up to like at least probably like 50 million before we can really fight anything. How's our production? 36. It's fine. So we hold for a little bit. We can build up military intelligence. How much does that cost? 4.64, which is what we need. And I'm debating whether I want to go back and get drones. We're fine. I don't know if our GDP is high enough to justify it. It kind of is high, but so is our population. Yeah, this is the United States down here. Dang, we've had these helicopters and combat aircraft from the beginning of the game. Because I have not built either. So if they're there, that's because they were there from the beginning. How is our balance? We could get a little bit more rocket artillery out there. Piercing's always going to be a little bit of a struggle for me because it's just not the sexy option, right? Like it's always more fun to get the firepower. The piercing grabs the land faster, but you know, you want to fight the military. Right now, 7th place, Brazil's in front of us, United Kingdom, Japan, India, China, and the United States. Oof. Tough crowd, tough crowd. Everyone is a democracy though, minus Japan, who flipped to an autocracy. And China, who is obviously communist. Yet you have a friendship, a fleeting friendship with the United States. If that falls, I think they will become a good target. Granted, they have a good sized army, but it's all foot soldiers. Where our army's mostly in armor, so that we could definitely take that by the time I think that they're going to fall off with the United States. So let's just keep building up our armor. And do we want to fix this? We're going at 2.5%. Everyone's growing closer to 3, so we definitely need to figure this out. We can bring this down. Liquidity, we can bring... Actually, I don't really want to touch liquidity, to be honest with you. Bring this Research. You know what? Never mind. Cancel that. We'll just... If I can get to the dang old right button. There we go. That's where I want to be. Bring down military a little bit. We'll go up to 2.8. You can reduce troop impact or spending without much impact on troop delay. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, 0.16 to 0.19 saved us a good amount of money. That's 0.24 to get us to 3. Man, might as well. China's looking huge. Yeah, they formed Super China because they got a lot of Russia. Really annoying. How are you doing? We're friends with you all of a sudden. We didn't do anything to become friends with the United States. They just decided we're besties. So now, if we're looking at this, even though they're friends with the United States, are we better friends with the United States? Yeah, we're better friends with the United States, so I don't know if they declare war on us. We're friends with everybody but Lesotho. So we could fight down Japan. It's just a matter of, is it worth it right now? Because now they're building up pretty heavily. Or do we wait for them to do something stupid? I think the answer is we wait for them to do something. That is on the table at the very least. Rip Russia? Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. The AI is almost overly aggressive. Because like I started attacking Russia and this is all I got because every other AI just immediately charged in. Like I was second on to Mexico, you wouldn't believe it. I really wish the AI was more region locked on who they would fight. And let the player kind of export things a little bit more. What does the UK have? They have they're split too. I mean, they're all this. You see all these little red highlights? I'll click off for a second. All these things, they're everywhere, man. Our exchange rate, at the very least, is very high. With this random alliance that popped up with the United States, they just decided we're friends, and we'll take those all day. So we can just continuously save, building up our very small military, in all honesty, in comparison to the superpowers. You had how many? Yeah, I was about to say you have 33. And we'll just kind of wait this out. Did you unlock the drones? No, I decided against the drones. We have such a high population that they're not really worthwhile right now. Plus, I don't even think they give you armor, but I don't think I can see what they give. Yeah, we can't even... Oh, they give a little bit of armor. These guys give more. That's 2. That's 1. Wait, 1K? You're 2K. Okay, never mind. I was delusional. I still don't understand the new update with troop purchasing. Just think of it this way. You ignore it until you're in the top 20 in GDP. When you're in the top 20 in GDP, you bring up this number to be like third, and then commandos, and you align commandos and gunners so that these two numbers are at least kind of close, and somewhere around 35% of your total production costs. That's all you need to know about production. Anything else you don't produce, and you save the money so that you buy big units of armor. It's pretty easy. Like, don't overcomplicate it beyond that. You really don't need any more knowledge than that. I get it looks very daunting, but that's all you need to know. Sounds simple. Yeah, I mean, I've done dozens and dozens of these, and this is basically the formula you want. You want something around 30 to 35% of your total production cost with reservist, commandos, and gunners, whatever fashion you want. Ideally, you would want piercing higher than attack power. It's a little bit harder to do because gunners are so expensive. So gunners being a little bit more high for me is fine. And I just balance it out with buying rocket artillery and tanks. Reservists have more attack than piercing, so that skews your numbers. Yeah. Compared to what's on your stack. Yeah, they do. For sure. That's a good point to point out. Hate how the I hate how the world borders are an absolute mess in the late game. Yeah, that's kind of why I was wishing things would be a little bit more region locked. Like China would only focus on things in Asia. European powers would only focus on other Europeans. Also, I think their alliance of the impenetrable EU is way too strong. Like, other countries have alliances that fall pretty regularly, but not in Europe. Never in Europe. The smattering for Africa kind of makes sense a little bit, but you know, whatever. Tried to play as Chad and got smacked. Yeah, Chad's a tough one because you're landlocked. You can't grab the weaker countries. Canada and the United States are fighting. And the United Kingdom. What's going on here, buddy? The United States is falling. Red alert, red alert. The United States is falling. We actually don't have a peace treaty with them because we naturally just drifted into being their friends. We have 20 million reservists. We can do it. It's fine. We'll attack Florida. We just give them a little bit of a nudge in the wrong direction. Say bye-bye friendship and attack the United States. Japan's declared war on me. Any chance I could buy that off? Yes. How are your reservists doing? You're down to 6 million. Great. We're still at 39 million. And we grabbed Florida. Okay, reservists are low enough. I'm actually going to start splitting. We'll like to split into a third and bring an army down to the Mexico regions that we need. Make sure we don't unlock that for another country. Even though it's not necessarily or shouldn't be as much of a priority, I'm still going to prioritize it. And why is Canada fighting the United Kingdom? Oh my gosh, they're weak too. Are they friends with everybody? Friends with China. Ooh, we could potentially grab the UK's land too. Let's focus on the United States. The economy we get from the United States is going to be much more valuable than anything, you know, than grabbing land right now where we need it to be. We need the economy more. See if we can prioritize the Rust Belt with you. See if we can get over to LA. I think Indonesia's coming over though. Yeah, they are. So we're not going to get California. That's okay. We'll still get a good chunk of the United States. I mean, we're already at this point second in the world in terms of GDP. Went from 7th to 2nd just off this one simple move that experts hate. But we're behind the United States, actually. Okay, never mind. We're number 1. That was a big pivot for us. Very happy about that. Do not steal New York. Damn you, Indonesia. Gosh, they're sniping it, man. Whatever, leave it. Come over here. Start grabbing more land. Ooh, let's take a look at the production. Yeah, we can produce a lot more now. That's great to hear. Let's get this all up. 32%. Ooh, baby. That's going to be a lot of increased units now. United States was the simple trick. And now I think I'm feeling a lot more confident about our chances of knocking down the rest of the people in this region of the world. China's obviously going to be a problem, but the United Kingdom is weak themselves, so we can clear out their sections. Might want to do that next. Probably want to start with the island, at least with the majority of our army. We'll see what our army looks like after this, though. Don't fight for Idaho. Get over here. And we have unlocked the next level of military intelligence, which has unlocked Art of War. So that's what we're going to be going down. Reduces the time it takes for your troops to conquer enemy territory by up to 100%. Going to be really big for us. Also, enemy Japan. No, never mind. I thought they were weak. They're strong. And we'll save that for Germany. We don't really need any more of the United States. So let's go home. Nice little 50 million army we've been able to build up in the background. with another 20 million in cash. Give me a big order of tanks. This has really changed our fortunes around. Alaska actually has quite a bit of GDP in game because of how the game distributes GDP to unpopulated lands. Basically, Alaska is worth going for. Interesting. I've always been curious. I've never really thought of it as like a priority. That makes sense why Germany decided to go for it. Are you the biggest country right now? It says that somewhere. Area, I'm second. China's technically the biggest. I am the best economy, though, by far. Even though my economic growth is very much behind everybody else's. How are you maintaining a 3.46 and I'm down to 1.6? Show me your budget. You're putting it all in social spending. You're putting 0 points into R&D. That's wild. Let's get this first level of Art of War. The first bonus is not a lot. It's only 5%, but as you can, it will exponentially get higher over time, which is what we're looking for. So we'll keep that up. We'll keep building our military for the time being. We have another 22 million in the bank to spend. The United Kingdom has fallen. We should grab these sections over here. I completely forgot about them. Let's grab the Mexico sections that we need. My brother in Christ, one day the dev will listen and prioritize ocean travel over going over the dang old mountains. It's not today, but one of these days he will listen. Jesus Christ, that was awful. All right, split there. Micromanaging King Corgi Circus over here. What can I say? Oh, of course, the Falkland Islands. How can we forget? The game looks a little bit different from when I played. Looks a little more messy. Yeah. Which is kind of why I was just like saying earlier, is like I would love the AI to be a little bit more region locked or a little bit less aggressive to what the player does, because like, yeah, like I fought Russia, I got like 0 out of it, right? And just creates a lot of messy borders. Yeah, I think that's all I'm really going to want from the United Kingdom. So let's just go home. Continue building up our army. Brazil is, I mean, 8,000 tanks is not a lot to joke about, but they're kind of weak. Probably strike Peru if we wanted to. I think we wait for a little bit more art of war. I mean, we're fine right now. We don't need to do anything. Bonuses, ammunition shortages at 0. That's great news. Japan, how are you? I remember fighting you. Oh, it's time for Japan, my guy. Japan, your friends are China. China's my friend, I think. China's no longer my friend. Frick. I need 60 million. I can maybe get that. Could I potentially buy you off for cheaper, though? What if I fought Japan down here? No, I don't want to mess with the Andes. If I'm going to fight Japan, I'm going to fight them for their capital. Why did that jump from 60 million to 100 and 200? How do you do this? Hold on, maybe if I cheap piece out with people. Does that go down? No, you actually hated that more. Okay, well, I'm still attacking Japan. Prestige fell. Whatever. Who needs prestige at this point anyways? You know what? Fine. Let's see about this. I think we can do this. We have 64% of the 60% of the world's GDP. We're about to get more. We go fascist, and when we go fascist, we add a little bit of a. Give me. Does anything look cool in emblem? I don't know. The star makes it difficult to add anything that looks fun. It doesn't like overburden. Yeah, I don't think we add an emblem. Okay. We go fascist. We start recruiting. We don't need the world. We're fine on our own. We have knocked out Japan. China didn't even join this war. We could start splitting. And we embrace our warmongering path. What are some tips for Dummynation? Jorge, I would say, have you checked out the tutorials I've made on the video? Just let me know where your base, just to understand where your baseline is. Yeah? Okay, what part of the game do you feel like you're struggling in? Like, what's not going right for you? They had something over here, right? Freaking Brazil grabbed it. Like democracy and stuff. So what democracy does, it's not as beneficial to you as it is the AI. But basically, okay, now we're at war with you. Peace out, easy. Basically what democracy does is you get liberator, which means you spawn less rebels in a country that you're fighting, the more you increase this bar. Military service means that if you're getting attacked, you'll spawn more rebels. In reality, you want these numbers to be low so your democratic solidarity score is higher, so that other democratic nations like you more. You get better bonuses. People like you more for attacking other autocracies, but don't like you as much for attacking other democracies. So ideally, you have Liberator, somewhere in the neighborhood that you feel comfortable with. In military service, I almost always have at 0. In terms of other ideologies, autocracy is always a pretty good one to go with. What was it? Martial law is good. You basically only invest in martial law. Communism, not so much. I mean, it's a flavor one. You get a little bit more troops out faster, but that only benefits you if you already start with a high population. Theocracy is more of kind of like a long term if you just want to play with the social spending and just have the budget and not do any military expanding. And fascism is the best military, but it does make people like you a lot less. So that's my 2-minute rundown. That is Japan done. Let's go home. Nice little addition to our trophy case, although it didn't help us out too much over here. Brazil could be a target. I would love those tanks to go down. We probably need to deal with Peru at some point. How's their friends? They are the world's friend. Wow, they have actually a lot of friends in Europe. Unfortunate. Sweden's going to be another one we need to probably take down. They are besties with everybody. They have a lot of everywhere. So does India. Ooh, everything from here is going to be a little bit rough. So let's just save and build. I'll try and help, but I haven't played this game in a long time. Yeah. I mean, the core mechanics have stayed the same. It's the only thing that's really changed is the production tab, and now the AI is a little bit more aggressive. Have you gotten a nuke before? I have experimented with nukes. I don't think they're worth it. The pure amount, because like ideally, not only do you want another country to not have the GDP, but you also want to have it. So by nuking it, you then basically declare war. So you fight a war, but you get less of the spoils out of fighting that war. So I don't think there's a ton of great uses for it right now. Yeah, reduces your exchange rate over time. Yeah, fascism also does reduce your exchange rate over time. I'm big enough where I don't really need anyone's. So I'm going to be shrinking a lot. But because we have the secondary goal of capturing all of Latin America, the win condition's not there. So I'm prioritizing the military much higher. In fact, I don't want to actually take the negative effects from fascism right now. So instead, I'm going to switch to communism. I'm going to get call to arms. Yeah, we'll do that one instead. Just because there's enough big boys on the table with militaries that I don't want to deteriorate my international standing all the way down. I think I can get by with communism. fascism might have been a move too far. Ooh. How is your diplomacy? You're friends with India? Let's buy an alliance with India. Reason being is I kind of want to fight Indonesia for the California holdings before they get too strong. They currently have 27 million troops. And 16 million reservists. We have 90. I think we could do this. Yeah, we've got you guys on the way. Give me just another 3,000. Let's get a lot of piercing, and we're gonna go after a lot of their, or we're gonna go after their California holdings. Get those out of the way. Indonesia, do you have anything else that I need? You have this, so we definitely need to prioritize Honduras. Or is that Nicaragua? I think that's Nicaragua, if I remember correctly. Let's get these guys out there. Let's get another level of Art of War by the time, well, we should have that by the time we get up there. So as soon as these rockets are done, let's start moving up and getting ready to fight Indonesia. We are doing a pretty good blow into their reservists. They're already down from 16 to 8 million. We'll get California. We'll sneak over here, make sure we grab the one part of Indonesia that we actually need before going over to their mainland. We haven't encountered their army yet. We definitely will. Let's get this done. Forgot about that. Give me a little bit more tanks out there. Okay, let's split this army. I really want to make sure I grab this down here. Go. We'll also move over to grab New York, which we really need, in Boston. All right, success on that front. Can we peace out with you? Yes, we can. Okay, so we have everything we really need from Indonesia. We don't want to grab too much economy because, again, we still have a lot of big targets to take out. We'll call that a victory. We'll bring everyone home. No. Here's what we're doing. Peru, you were friends with so many people, weren't you? Yeah. No, we need a piece. We need to walk away for a minute. may think you're old, but do you remember when China was yellow? I do not remember when China was yellow. That seems like a drastic oversight on the developer's end. I don't think I ever played the game when China was yellow. It's always been red for me. Get some helicopters out there as well. Alrighty, I will be right back. Just take a quick bathroom break. Okay. All right, with our 112 million, I think we just start kind of rocking the world a little bit. I mean, a lot of these countries. What about Brazil? Could we fight Brazil and have less of a fight? Not really. How do people feel about France? They like France. They like Sweden. India's too big, and we're allied to India. Dang. Yeah, we just gotta keep waiting. Is there any land boys down here that we need to fight still? Ah, frick, we should have got these islands before Indonesia was done. We also need to fight Portugal. We're at war with Portugal. They're friends with everybody. Of course they are. Why is our economy not able to support the military we have currently? I've had much bigger armies than this. I haven't really experienced such a decrease in military power. You know what? What's the point of having a military if you don't use it? Let's fight Peru. We're like weirdly losing a ton of troops. I'm not sure if the game's been updated where we're just losing so much right now. So I think we just need to burn through some units. Not sure if the game tried to cap out how much the AI could build. But, I mean, we're losing them regardless. We're losing almost 1%. Your maintenance cost is very high. Yeah, but at the same time, I've had armies this size with this amount of money and been fine before. Infantry have high maintenance. Okay. Well, maybe we can start doing that then. If we start investing in National Guard, because apparently the problem is the infantry that we're building. Either way, we'll just continue fighting this. Germany, get out of here. My God, let me have one country to fight without the AI jumping on it. Here, go over here. We did not encounter as much of the world's opposition as I thought we would, so I think we're fine doing this. They can have Djibouti. I don't care. Go home. Higher population reduces maintenance cost. I'm third. Who's above me? Oh, probably India. Drones and robots have low maintenance costs. Good to know. They're really, really trying to get people to use drones and robots, is what you're telling me. They're like begging people, please, please use drones and robots. Here, if these guys are honestly kind of cheap to buy off, are we friends with China? We're not. We're never going to be friends with China. Let's fight. Let's just fight Brazil. Let's just get after it. Let's try and do something here. Yeah, that cut that down to 0.43 instead of 0.89, which is a lot better. So good advice. I'm still going to fight Brazil, though. I don't know how many we've lost. We've lost a good chunk. No, we didn't. That actually didn't help at all. We just lost all of our troops was what made the difference. And the ammunition shortage is high. All right, we got to go home. Bring that down. That was way out of line. All right, ammunition shortage is back down to 0. Let's continue this fight. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to get robotics just so I can get drones. And with drones, we're going to fix our production. We're going to stop producing gunners. And we're just going to start producing drones. That way we can get a little bit more piercing, protect our population a little bit, hopefully help out with the economy because, you know, we're not sending so many of our troops out to die. Also, our maintenance costs will go lower because infantry has a much higher maintenance cost than drones do, as I've just learned myself. So we will just continue this fight. It's going pretty well. I think we bled dry most of the people that were fighting us. Yeah, Germany's down to 16 million. They were at 50. So even though this has been painful, we have at least, you know, been able to accomplish a little bit. How's the army looking here? We have decent balance. Let's get 2k tanks and then give me just a ton of drones. Now, the good news is even though we're fighting a lot of the world to get this done, it will make the rest of our fights relatively easy, which is why we're staying in one big death stack, is so that all their armies come against us and just kind of die off quickly. And we don't take as much attrition as we would if we spread out. So, I mean, it's going well. I mean, China's down to 20 million. Germany, again, was at 50. They're at 17. The world is becoming a lot more realistic right here. I'm 300 points away from the 200k single player points. I got a Tunisia world record, 20k days, dude. How is that even possible? What did you do? World records don't hold for long. I mean, a 20k day one, I think will hold. Morocco fell immediately, followed by the UK. That'll do it for you. So even though this has been quite the slog, we've been able to refill our army pretty consistently without taking too much losses. And yeah, I mean, we just keep the status quo. The world's angry with us for sure, but they're piecemealing their own armies down pretty heavily. I mean, Germany's like next, right? Everyone kind of sees Germany's next. I mean, goodness gracious. They've been really aggressive with us here. And they do have a little bit of territory that we need. So that would be good. India, how have you done? You 13,000. You're not exactly strong yourself. Here comes China again. we should probably just take out China. China at this point is incredibly weak. We should probably fight China. But let's finish up Brazil first. And then we'll talk about expansion after that. Also, continue to grab Art of War so we speed this up. Yeah, I was trying to avoid walking through my territory to get to reservists, so I'm just going to see if I can fully block them off so they have to, and then just eat away at Brazil from the inside. I think at this point, we're really not taking attrition, so let's try and split and see if we can speed this up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to be still facing a lot of the European powers, but I think they're all weakened to the point where we don't need to be as conservative as we were before. We're almost done with Brazil. I think China needs to be next. China's fighting down Canada. They have a little bit of territory we need up there and a little bit down here. The main perpetrator I think we have left is France and Sweden. Sweden. What if we just fought Sweden next? That would be fun. They have the United Kingdom as well. Maybe we fight Sweden next. Dang, this Swedish AI was good. It's a shame they have to die. Yeah, you typically don't see Sweden do very well, right? Although Sweden, how many troops do you have? 14. Maybe I'll fight Germany. I don't know. Maybe we go UK or Europe stomping. Tried to play this game, got my butt humbled by China. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you gotta wait for your moment. I'm just powering through. I shouldn't be doing this, but I was just like, I don't want to wait another 20 minutes for this all to resolve. Let's be done with this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our army, which is even bigger than it was before. We're gonna go over here. We're gonna ignore Brazil. And we're just gonna fight down Germany. We have been the rock upon which Germany has hit their head many times. And we will now smush them. Their friends do not matter to me anymore. Everyone we've already fought minus France, and we can fight France as well. So let's go fight Germany, and let's go straight for their most prominent area. We'll get the United Kingdom, and then we're just going to go straight in through Belgium. We'll see if France actually responds to us. They're sitting at home with their military. We could definitely split this army and go up here. Okay, so France is now fighting us, but they're down to 20 million themselves. They'll quickly bleed out against us. Sweden. Sweden's coming over unopposed and grabbing everything. Dang it, Sweden. Now we have a little baby army over here. Let's go ahead and have them grab the one area we need away from Germany for our challenge. As we continue just bull through the majority of Germany proper. Grab that. Here, why don't you peel off and start fighting France? Yeah, it's not like we're getting new enemies out of this, so we might as well, oh, freaking multiple. Do multiple things at once and fight France. All right, how are we doing over here? We are struggling. How does Germany still have like militia? Go away. Yeah, this army is just too small to get it pushed. Go home. So I'm assuming some countries are just naturally weaker than others at the start. Yeah. Like, European powers are typically stronger. Some countries don't even start with a military. Chile, I think, was like 47th when we started. France has dropped a nuclear bomb on us. That's fair. We knew through this challenge and the way the game currently plays that, in all reality, that we were going to have to bull through the entirety of the world to get Latin America just because so many countries invaded Latin America, that I don't mind the percentage being low, because at any point we could just go fight China and win the game. So could you, in fact, come over here, just walk through Portugal, have no respect for them, and can you walk over here? In fact, can you fight Portugal? Just fight Portugal for me. Take all the European attention away. Give me a moment of reprieve to fight down the actual territory I needed, but I first had to take out all of Europe to do it. Give me this. So we're having this army basically shield all the European attention away from us as we grab the things we need over here through Portugal and France. And then, oh, a little bit of Germany still over here. That's right. We never actually got that because we couldn't push through it. Come back to it. You know what? Just grab it right now. Just grab it right now. No one's going to notice. There. Okay, now we finish up with Portugal. Why are you picking off European countries instead of pushing China for the win? Because part of our victory condition is that we own all of Latin America. So we're slowly but surely starting to whittle down all of Latin America. We have a little bit of France down here we need to get. But we can't take out like China because we would win the game. So we need to do that beforehand. Right now, we're just kind of stalling for time. Once we get this done, we're going to pivot. We're going to fight Sweden because they have a little bit down here that we need. So the only countries really left are Sweden, India, and China. India is going to be the worst because they've been allied to us this entire time. No, they're weak. China is going to be the worst, but they're not honestly that strong. I don't care too much about them. So this is the last little bit of France we need left. Perfect. Okay. Let's take this army, combine it with you. And let's begin an engagement on Sweden. You guys have 36. You're a little bit on the weak side. I get that. You come over here. Can we just all group up for a minute? Everybody group up just right there. We have the troops. We're just all spread out and we need to reorganize. Check the Caribbean islands. I've gotten everything. There's only China left. Who's this? That's Spain. Did miss one island in France, or one island in Caribbean that belongs to France. There. Okay. Army reorganize right there. All right, next target is going to be Sweden. So let's take half our army over into Europe and start working down their UK holdings. The other army we're going to bring down and start from the bottom, work our way up and capture all the Central American and South American holdings that we need. Sweden will be a little bit of pain. They're economically really strong. They're in 4th place. Yeah, deservedly so. We've lost our mantle of 1st place to China. But we only have Sweden and India to get before we fight China. And we finish up Art of War, which means that we can put all of our money into war tactics, which allocating the research to innovates military strategy and tactics, strengthening the capabilities of all your troops by up to 20%. So that will be a nice little bonus for us. We'll be an even stronger military than we were before. All right, that is All right, that's all of Sweden in Central and South America done. Let's go ahead and push over here, grab their Germany holdings. We'll go ahead and push down Sweden all the way down. Canada, could you just leave me alone? Oh, they're fighting that. I don't care about that. Where do you even exist, Canada? Okay. Can I just peace out with you? Any chance of that? Sure. Leave me alone. I got other things to do. Let's fight down over here in Europe. Grab the rest of this, just for the economic benefit. At this point, with the world so depleted, I think we just go back into this and we'll stay here this time. We don't need to worry about our international standing anymore. You might have noticed we have been fighting the entire world anyways. So getting these guys down isn't going to be too much of a problem. In fact, this is as much as Sweden as I need to get. Let's go back. And how is our alliance with Sir India? We do not have a peace treaty with him anymore, so we'll capture this land that we need from India and then push China for the win. I'm hoping I don't have to fight India all the way down, but something tells me that's going to be what the reality is. He would name himself some regime. Oh, your old friend. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like the idea of like I'm role playing as like Germany in World War II, because it always kind of is like leads into like, are you really role playing Germany as World War II? Like how interested are you role playing specifically Germany in World War II? All right, that's all of India I actually want. Is there a chance we can peace out? Kind of. Let's ignore them then and go after the real prize, which is going to be China. China has 30 million. We should be able to handle that. Let's just split our army. Start fighting down China for the last little bit of Latin America that we need, and also kind of North America at this point, although we're not going to bother with Canada. If you could come down here and grab this, that would be appreciated. And this should be our victory condition here once we finish up the last little bits of the Americas that we need. We'll be able to push into China. Ooh, how are you doing? You're doing okay. Those are reservists. If a lot of reservists. Holy cow. Portugal's invading me. No, not Portugal. Anything but Portugal. Anyways, we're almost done here, and then we can start attacking China mainland, and that will give us the victory condition. This does give us a nice chance to bleed out their reservists, though. Here, we just send you over to start fighting China right now. All right. That is mission accomplished. All of South America and Latin America and Central America belong to us. Let's just jump over here. I think I said Latin America, which is all the regions. But anyways, we have Central America and South America under our firm control. And now we just push China for the win. That's all we're going to need at this point is just China. Anything that they hold over here will be enough. They have South Korea. They have Indonesia. This should be more than plenty to kind of power through. Once we start bringing the full might of our army over, this would go quickly. And we could start probably splitting into smaller groups. In fact, let's go ahead and start doing that with these guys. And once the other ones show up, let's get you to go over there. Start really aggressively pushing. There we go. So our push is on, and now we just kind of race towards the end. China's going to have a hard time struggling against us. I don't even know who their friends are anymore at this point. Turkey is coming over here. Turkey, go away. We'll just speed that one up. They're only friends with Italy and Poland. Italy and Poland we've already diminished. Their troops are 5 million and 10 million respectively, so we don't need to really worry about them. And we just get the big push here. Now, why we are moving slow. And I'm not sure if it's any of their bonuses. No, I think it's just China in general. But this should be our push here to victory. And we can micromanage our troops as need be. Italy's over here as well. Any chance I could get Italy out of here just to get the flies kind of out? Actions. Yeah, go away, Italy. And then if we could get Poland as well. Again, just trying to get this done a little bit quicker. Poland's done. So now we're just fighting China. This should go much quicker. I think your slow moving is high population. And allies? Oh, yeah, they're allies, yeah. Gorgie, how do you get this big without getting 50% of the world's population? I mean, realistically, you just let the AI pass you by, you know, growing at a slower rate than they are. I'm growing at 1.8. They're all growing at like 3. So how many guys are left? 18. United States still exists too. All right, let me get the thumbnail pick. Hold on. There we go. All right, here we are, 99 and done. Chile dominates the world after 53.46k days. More importantly, oh no, we captured our target goal of Latin America before the game ended. So a good recommendation, a fun challenge to do for sure. If you have a gaming recommendation you would like me to play, make sure to put it in the comments down below. We'll play as the most upvoted comment in the next video. But for now, boys, that is going to do it for today. As we do start to wrap things up, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, especially made this far in the video. Yeah, made this far in the video. Hey, give it a thumbs up, really helps out a lot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. Put up videos 6 days a week. But for now, boys, see you in the next one. Yeah, and that is going to do it for today, chat, as well. No multiplayer today. Humble apologies. My vote, I'm sure you guys can hear it. My voice is like going. So I will see everybody tomorrow. Goodbye.